Okay, looking back briefly at San Jose State, seeing as there was no press conference last week, thought we played well, a lot of good things, played a complete football game, and essentially did what we were supposed to do. So it was a good win for us. Bye week, thought it was very productive. We got on the field. I thought we did a good job of balancing, getting the work that we needed to get done and giving them some downtime and some rest. Also got some recruiting done. All 10 coaches were on the road Thursday through Saturday, so a lot of a lot of positives coming out of the bye week. Our attention now turns to Iowa State. Good football team. Had a nice win against Texas Tech on Saturday. They're 3-0 at home this year, and they ran the ball particularly well Saturday. Two backs with over 100 yards each. Quarterback had a good day throwing the ball, and it was a good win for those guys. It'll be a challenge for us. We've played, Iowa State 4 times now, way back in the 70s, 0-4 against Iowa State. So we're going to go in there with, a big challenge ahead of us, like I said. But, as long as our guys stay focused and have a good week of practice, then, we'll show up and we'll compete. So, questions?
Could you talk a little bit about Austin Arnaud, their quarterback? And he seems to be a bit of a dual threat guy. He passed for 4 touchdowns, but he can run a little bit too.
Yeah, he is a dual threat guy. Now he's got a shoulder that's been injured a little bit, and so they didn't run him much at all in the Texas Tech game. But he's very capable. It's just a matter of how much they want to subject him to right now with the shoulder being a little banged up. But he had a nice day throwing the football, and he made good decisions. I think he was 20 of 28 or something around there, and so he's a quarterback that much like what you see in most of these spread offenses, the dual threat guy. He's one of those guys.
Kyle, can you talk about your success after bye weeks and your success when you have more than a week to prepare for opponents? Is maybe the model you use?
Well, our success, I think, in those situations is mostly attributed to our players and the work ethic that they have and the focus and the way they go about their business. I don't believe that we have any corner on the market as far as our preparation model or how we practice as far as the number of periods or what we get done. It's how our guys go about it.
It's one thing to say you're a top 25 team, and it's a completely another thing to say you're a legitimate top 10 football team now as the rankings come out. Your thoughts on your team being a top 10 football team?
Well, as I've said many times, it's to me the most important thing about it is the show of respect that our players and our team have across the country. I think that's a big positive. But it's still very early in the season. We're only 1/3 of the way through. There's a lot of football left. And so we don't get caught up in any of that stuff at this point in time or let it distract us. But it is as far as, how others view your program, recruiting, several other things, it's positive. But that's not our focus by any means. Our focus is the task at hand. And so that's something that, if you get caught up in worrying about that and who's ahead of you, who's behind you, where you should be, where you shouldn't be, it's a distraction. So we try to put that on the back burner, at least for now. From
an athleticism and talent standpoint, how does this Iowa State team, when you've seen them on tape, look compared to the other 4 teams you've seen this year?
Very similar to Pittsburgh as far as personnel. Typical Big 12 football team, very, very big up front on offense. Their O-line probably averages about 310, 315 across the board. Defense is active. Secondary in particular is very good. And so, it's about what you'd expect from a Big 12 football team, and hard-running tailbacks, and they employ a tight end just about every snap, oftentimes 2 tight ends, so some physicality to their offense as well. But it's about what you would imagine.